The slowest selling truck in America right now is not the Cybertruck. Everybody assumes it's the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck isn't even close to number one. The truck that's actually rotting the worst wears a badge you'd never expect from a company that already gave up and stopped building it. Even as a going out of business farewell, buyers won't touch it. Here's what's happening in this market, straight from the latest inventory data. There are trucks in this country selling so slowly that a dealer could stop ordering today and still have stock deep into next year. While the salesmen keep telling you trucks are flying off the lot, the numbers say America has stopped buying a whole category of them. Batteries going flat in the back row, tires taking a set, window stickers fading in the sun. I've watched dealer rows my entire working life, and I have never seen anything like the graveyard forming out there right now. So today, ranked from bad to hopeless, the 10 slowest selling trucks in America, with the real numbers behind every one of them. And here's why you should care even if you'd never buy a single truck on this list. Every one of these is proof that the buyers finally revolted, and that the truck you already own and already paid off is exactly what the market wishes it could still get. But before the countdown, you need to understand why a truck rots on a lot in the first place, because it's not what most people think. When a dealer parks a new truck on his lot, he didn't buy it outright. He borrowed the money to put it there through something called a floor plan, and he pays interest on that loan every single day that truck sits. For years, when money was cheap, that barely mattered. A truck could sit a few months and nobody sweated it. That's over. Carrying a single unit now runs a dealer somewhere around $30 to $40 a day once you add up the interest, the insurance, and the value bleeding out of it. Multiply that by 8 months and you're looking at thousands of dollars gone before anyone signs a thing. So when I tell you a truck has been sitting 200 days, understand what that means for the man who owns it. It's not just slow. It's an open wound on his books, bleeding a little more every morning he unlocks the gate. And the whole country is fuller than it's been in years. New vehicle supply has climbed back near 90 days nationwide, well up from a year earlier, and the manufacturers are throwing incentives at the problem, averaging around $3,300 a vehicle, with the electric ones getting the biggest checks of all. Keep that in your back pocket, because every truck on this list is a truck a dealer desperately needs gone. That's not their problem. Starting today, that's your leverage. Let's count them down. Number 10, GMC Sierra EV. To understand this one, you only need to compare two trucks sitting in the same showroom. The gas-powered Sierra just posted a record second quarter, best one GMC has ever had. Buyers are walking past the electric version to get to it. The Sierra EV sold about 1,300 trucks in 3 months, nationwide. That's not a sales figure, that's a rounding error on what the gas truck does. Same badge, same dealership, same salesman. One truck is setting records, and its electric twin is gathering dust 40 feet away. That gap is the customer talking, and GM knows it. The electric trucks specifically are getting the fattest discounts on the lot, because a truck nobody wants is a truck that has to be bribed out the door. They're not discounting these trucks because they like you. They're discounting them because you stopped showing up. Number 9, GMC Hummer EV Pickup. The Hummer name used to mean something loud and unkillable. Now it means a $100,000 electric truck that dealers can't give away. Here's the mechanism behind why this one sits and sits. GM priced the Hummer EV pickup starting around $97,000, aimed it at buyers who wanted a spectacle, and then watched the spectacle wear off. The proof is in what GM did next. The plant that builds it has been going through production stoppages, and you don't slow the line on a truck people are fighting to buy. You slow it when the ones you already built are still standing on the lots. Think about the physics of selling this thing. It's a 9,000-pound electric truck that costs as much as a small house down payment and needs a special high-power charger just to feed it in any reasonable time. That was never going to be an easy sell to somebody who actually needs a truck to work. At $100,000 a copy, the discount it would take to move one of these fast would make your eyes water, and even that hasn't been enough. Number 8, Chevrolet Silverado EV. Chevy's electric truck tells the same story with different numbers, and the numbers are getting worse. Silverado EV sales fell about 26% this past quarter, down to roughly 2,200 trucks. Combine it with the Sierra EV, and GM moved about 3,500 electric pickups in 3 months across the entire country. For scale, Chevy sells more gas Silverados than that in a single average weekend. Think about what a dealer does with a truck like this. It costs him money every single day it sits. So he buries it in the back row, stops talking about it, and prays the factory stops shipping them. The manufacturer spent billions retooling plants for trucks the customer never asked for. That bill doesn't disappear. It gets folded into the price of everything else on the lot, including the gas truck they'll try to sell you instead. You didn't get a vote when they built them. You're getting one now, and this is what it looks like. Number 7. Ford F-150 Lightning. The Lightning isn't just selling slowly. Ford has already pulled the plug on this generation, and what's on dealer lots right now is the leftovers. Here's the mechanism, because it matters if you're ever tempted by the discounts. When a manufacturer kills a model, sales figures stop meaning demand and start meaning cleanup. Lightning sales are down nearly 60% this quarter, and the industry analysts say those numbers mostly reflect dealers burning down existing inventory, not new production. So every Lightning out there is an orphan. The maker has publicly moved on to a different truck with a gas range extender, which is corporate language for admitting the first idea didn't work. And orphaned vehicles bleed value like nothing else on the road. On a truck like this, you can watch $20,000 to $30,000 evaporate in the first couple of years, because the used market prices in what the manufacturer already admitted. A deep discount on a discontinued truck isn't a gift. It's the factory handing you the depreciation they didn't want. Number 6. Tesla Cybertruck. Here's the mechanism nobody at Tesla wants explained. This truck was sold on a wait list of over 1 million reservations, and reservations are free promises. Sales are the real thing, and the real thing has collapsed. The most recent verified count put Cybertruck sales at a record low of about 3,500 trucks in a quarter, down 45% from the year before. A truck that was supposed to sell hundreds of thousands is moving like a limited edition sports car nobody ordered. And the reservations turning into cancellations is its own signal. 1 million people raised their hands, then walked away when the real truck, the real price, and the real recall list showed up. So here's my question for you, and I read every answer. If you had a deposit down on a Cybertruck, would you still buy it today, or would you take your money back? Put it in the comments, because I suspect the people who canceled are the smart ones. A stainless steel truck that can't hold its own buyers isn't a revolution. It's the most expensive lesson in the parking lot, but it still isn't number 1. 5 trucks left, and the deeper we go, the smaller the numbers get, until we reach one that almost defies belief. Number 5. Jeep Gladiator. The Cybertruck at least gets talked about. This next one just quietly drowns. The Gladiator is the Jeep with a bed, and the lots are stacked with them. The measure that matters here isn't how many sold, it's how many are sitting. On average, a Gladiator waits well over 7 months on a dealer lot before someone takes it home. An orchard owner I know outside Medford looked hard at one last fall. He wanted the open-air truck, the fun of it, right up until he priced what it cost to own against what it cost to buy. And the used value chart made the decision for him. He kept his old pickup and put the money into trees. Here's the mechanism sinking this truck. The Gladiator was priced like a serious pickup but built like a toy, and buyers finally sorted out which one they were paying for. When a truck's resale falls faster than its usefulness, the market stops treating it as a truck and starts treating it as a hobby. And hobbies are the first thing people cut. And if you've ever walked a dealer lot and felt like the salesman knew less about these trucks than you do, you're not imagining it, and you're exactly who this channel is for. Subscribe, because the next video I make could be the one that keeps you from signing for a truck the whole country is trying to give back. Now the numbers stop sounding like sales figures and start sounding like a morgue. Number 4. GMC Sierra 3500 Chassis Cab. This truck sold 84 units in 45 days. Not 84,000, 84 across the entire United States. A retired heavy equipment operator I know outside Amarillo has run these chassis cabs his whole career. The bare-frame trucks the upfitters turn into dump beds and service rigs. Even he says the small outfits that used to buy 2 at a time are buying 0, holding their old trucks together with parts and prayer instead of signing for a payment. That's the hidden truth about a truck like this. It's a work vehicle, and work vehicles only sell when the small businesses buying them feel safe about next year. 84 trucks in 6 weeks is a whole class of buyers deciding this is not the year to owe anybody money. When the tradesmen stop buying, they're telling you something about the economy the news won't. These trucks sitting are the canary, and the canary's gone quiet. Number 3. Chevrolet Silverado 4500 medium-duty chassis cab. If you thought 84 was bad, its Chevy cousin is worse. The Silverado 4500 medium-duty chassis cab moved 48 units in the same 45-day window, 48 trucks in a country of 340 million people. Here's the pattern I keep seeing with these bare chassis medium duties. They don't rot because they're bad trucks. They rot because the fleets, the landscapers, the box truck operators, the guys who actually buy them are all doing the same math at once. And the math says, wait, A truck that costs a business owner real money the day he drives it off the lot is the first thing he cancels when he's nervous. And right now, they're all nervous together. These aren't retail trucks you or I would shop for, but they're the clearest window on this whole list because nobody buys a medium-duty chassis cab on emotion. They buy it on confidence, and the confidence is gone. Number 2, Ram 3500 chassis cab. Now for the truck that sits longer than anything else in America. Not the fewest sold, the longest waiting, and there's a difference. On average, a Ram 3500 chassis cab has been standing on dealer lots for about 248 days before it finds a buyer. That's over 8 months. A truck built and shipped last fall is still wearing the same window sticker today. And now you know exactly what those 248 days are doing to the man who owns it. Every one of them is another day of interest, another day of value bleeding out, which is why on a truck like this, he'll deal harder than he'll ever admit out loud. Why does it sit that long? Because a chassis cab is the purest work truck there is, bought only by people who need it to make money, and those people have stopped signing. When the folks who buy trucks for a living all park their wallets at the same time, you get 248 days. That's the longest wait in the country, but it still isn't the most hopeless truck on this list, because the last one barely sells at all. Number 1, Nissan Titan, not the Cybertruck, not an EV, not even a truck they still build. The most hopeless truck in America is a plain gas-powered Nissan Titan, and the number attached to it is almost hard to say out loud. In a single quarter, the Titan sold 19 trucks. 19, not 19,000, not 1,900. Across the entire United States, 19 people signed for a new Titan. Here's what makes it the perfect ending to this list, and it's not what you'd think. There's nothing wrong with the truck itself. A simple V8, no turbo, no battery pack, no screen swallowing the dash. On paper, it's exactly the kind of honest, uncomplicated truck this audience has been asking for all along, and it still can't sell because Nissan already killed it. Production ended, the truck is discontinued, and what's left is the last few sitting on lots as a farewell nobody's buying. That's the real lesson buried in 19 units. A truck the manufacturer walked away from is a truck with nothing standing behind it. No future, no confidence. And buyers can smell that from across the lot, even when the truck under the dust is a good one. It was never only about whether a truck is good, it's about whether anybody stands behind it, and the market has stopped standing behind a whole lot of them. So here's what this whole countdown has really been telling you, and how you use it. 10 trucks. And the pattern was never about one bad brand or one bad engine. It was about a market that pushed too much truck, at too high a price, at too high an interest rate, and finally hit the wall of what people will actually pay. Every truck rotting on those lots is a buyer who said no, and here's how you turn all those no's into money in your own pocket, if you or someone you love is ever forced to buy. The number that matters is called days supply. It's just how long a dealer's stock of a given truck would last at the rate he's selling them, and the whole industry publishes it. Anything sitting past 60 days is a truck the dealer is starting to sweat. Past 90, he's bleeding on it. You can look that number up before you ever leave the house. Walk in already knowing whether the truck on that lot is a fast seller he can hold firm on, or a slow one that's been costing him $30+ a day since last winter. Then make him show you the money. Ask for the incentives broken out line by line. The manufacturer cash separate from the dealer discount because they'll blend them together to hide how much room is really there. On a slow truck, that room is bigger than they want you to see. And never fall in love out loud. The truck that's been rotting the longest is the one where walking toward the door is worth the most, because the last thing that dealer wants is to watch 8 months of interest drive off to a competitor. That's the whole game. Slow selling means the power is yours, not his, and now you know how to prove it before you say a word. But the smartest move of all is the one most of you already made. That truck sitting in your driveway right now, the paid-off one, is the one thing none of these dealers can sell you, and none of these makers can build anymore. No floor plan clock, no 8-month depreciation slide, just a truck you own, doing its job, while the whole industry begs somebody to take these off their hands. Take care of it. And if you want to know which of these trucks you should walk past, even when the discount looks too good to refuse, I made the companion to this one. It's the 17 worst pickups to buy in 2026, and it's on your screen right now. I'll see you there.